In the shadow of illegal wildlife trafficking, countless primates suffer unimaginable cruelty. Ripped from their mothers, often as infants, they are destined for a life as exotic pets, a life for which they are entirely unsuited. But amidst this darkness, there is hope. This is the story of their journey back, a meticulous, challenging, and profoundly rewarding process of rehabilitation, where trauma is slowly healed, and wild instincts are rekindled. It begins the moment they are confiscated, a moment that often marks both the end of their suffering and the beginning of an arduous path towards true freedom. Upon arrival at a rescue center, the physical and psychological toll of their ordeal is immediately apparent. Many primates are malnourished, their bodies frail, and some bear the scars of abuse, including broken bones sustained during capture. They are often infants, critically vulnerable, clinging to the only comfort they know, a fear-induced stupor. This initial stage is a race against time, not just to stabilize their physical health, but to begin to understand the depth of their psychological wounds, which often manifest in profound and disturbing ways. The immediate priority is expert veterinary care. Malnutrition is rampant, requiring specialized diets and careful refeeding to prevent refeeding syndrome. Injuries, from broken limbs to infected wounds, demand surgical intervention and diligent medical attention. Each primate undergoes a thorough assessment, including vaccinations and parasite treatment, to ensure they are medically stable. This initial phase is entirely focused on physical recovery, establishing a foundation of health upon which all subsequent rehabilitation efforts will be built. Without a healthy body, the mind cannot begin to heal. Once physically stable, the deep psychological damage becomes strikingly clear. Primates from the illegal pet trade frequently exhibit abnormal, stereotypical behaviors, constant rocking, pacing, self-harm, extreme aggression, or crippling fear. These are not mere quirks, they are profound expressions of severe emotional distress, often developed to cope with isolation, stress, and lack of natural stimulation. Understanding these behaviors is crucial, as they reveal the extent of the trauma that must be addressed before any meaningful progress can be made towards their natural state. The journey to overcome psychological trauma begins with creating an environment of safety and trust. For animals accustomed to abuse or neglect, this is a slow, painstaking process. Caregivers employ consistent positive reinforcement, gentle interaction, and predictable routines. The goal is to gradually reduce their fear and anxiety, replacing it with a sense of security. Often, this involves quiet observation and minimal direct contact initially, allowing the primate to dictate the pace of interaction. Building this trust is fundamental, it's the bedrock upon which all future behavioral retraining rests. Many rescued primates arrive having been fed human foods, processed snacks, sugary drinks, or whatever scraps their captors provided. This unnatural diet leads to dental problems, obesity, and nutritional deficiencies. A critical step in rehabilitation is the gradual transition to a natural primate diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, insects, and leaves appropriate for their species. This isn't just about nutrition, it's about re-educating their palates and digestive systems. It's also part of relearning natural foraging behaviors, a vital survival skill they'll need if they are ever to return to the wild. One of the most essential natural skills to rebuild is foraging. Primates kept as pets rarely have to search for food, it's simply given to them. Rehabilitation programs introduce complex enrichment devices that require problem-solving to access food. Hidden treats in puzzle feeders, scattered seeds in substrates, or fruit hung in high branches encourage natural exploration and ingenuity. This process helps them shed learned helplessness and rediscover the innate drive to find and process their own food, a cornerstone of independent survival in the wild. Life in a cage or on a leash atrophies the muscles and dulls the agility crucial for arboreal primates. Rehabilitation enclosures are designed with naturalistic climbing structures, ropes, branches, and platforms at varying heights. Caregivers encourage climbing through positive reinforcement and strategic food placement, helping the primates regain their strength, balance, and confidence in navigating complex three-dimensional spaces. This isn't just physical exercise, it's also a vital form of mental stimulation, as they learn to assess risks and plan their movements, skills essential for evading predators and finding resources. Play is not a luxury for primates, it is a critical component of development, fostering social bonds, motor skills, and problem-solving abilities. Many rescued primates have never experienced natural play, their lives dominated by fear or confinement. Rehabilitation introduces varied enrichment items, toys, swings, and climbing structures, to stimulate playful behaviors. Supervised interactions with compatible peers are gradually introduced, allowing them to learn appropriate social cues and practice playful wrestling, chasing, and grooming. This vital activity helps them overcome social anxieties and rebuild their capacity for complex group interactions. Perhaps the most complex aspect of rehabilitation is social reintegration. Primates are highly social animals, but those raised in isolation or with humans often lack appropriate social skills. They may be aggressive, fearful, or entirely unresponsive to other primates. The process involves carefully introducing compatible individuals, starting with visual contact and progressing to supervised interactions. Expert observation is key to managing potential conflicts and ensuring healthy group dynamics develop. This step is crucial for their long-term well-being, as a solitary primate cannot truly thrive in the wild. Primates destined for release must also learn predator avoidance, a skill often absent in those raised without natural threats. While direct training is impossible, rehabilitation centers incorporate techniques to simulate predator presence, such as using recordings of predator calls or introducing natural deterrents. More importantly, observation of older, wild-savvy primates within social groups helps younger, naive individuals learn to identify and respond to danger cues. This collective knowledge transfer is vital, preparing them for the harsh realities of life outside the protected environment of the sanctuary. As primates near release, they are moved to large, naturalistic pre-release enclosures. These expansive habitats mimic their intended wild environment, providing dense vegetation, natural water sources, and ample space for climbing and foraging. This halfway house allows them to further hone their survival skills without direct human intervention, developing independence and confidence. Staff monitor them remotely, observing their behaviors, social interactions, and ability to thrive in a more challenging setting. It's the final exam before they are deemed ready for true freedom. The decision to release a primate is not taken lightly. It requires a rigorous assessment of several criteria. They must be physically healthy, free from disease, and capable of independent locomotion. Behaviorally, they must demonstrate natural foraging skills, appropriate social interaction within their group, and an awareness of potential predators. Crucially, they must show minimal habituation to humans. Only when they meet these stringent requirements, proving their capacity to survive and thrive, are they cleared for the monumental step back into their rightful home, the wild. The day of release is a culmination of years of tireless work and dedication. The primates are carefully transported to a suitable habitat within their native range, selected for its resources, safety, and minimal human impact. As the transport crates open, there's often a moment of hesitation, then an explosion of energy as they leap into the trees, exploring their new, yet ancient, home. Post-release monitoring, often via tracking collars, is vital to observe their adaptation and survival rates, ensuring the success of this monumental second chance at life. Despite best efforts, not every rescued primate can be released. Some suffer from permanent physical damage, rendering them unable to climb or forage effectively. Others may be too habituated to humans or have developed irreversible psychological trauma, making them unfit for the rigors of wild survival. For these individuals, accredited sanctuaries become their forever homes. Here, they live out their lives in large, naturalistic enclosures, receiving lifelong care, enrichment, and the dignity they deserve, ensuring a safe and enriching existence even if true freedom remains out of reach. The fight against the illegal pet trade is a global battle, demanding a coordinated international effort. Governments, non-governmental organizations, and local communities work together to enforce CITES regulations and national laws, conduct raids, and provide critical funding and expertise for rescue and rehabilitation. This interconnected network of sanctuaries, conservationists, and policymakers is the frontline in protecting these intelligent, sentient beings from exploitation. Their collaboration is essential, not only for the individual primate's second chance but for the preservation of entire species. The journey of rehabilitation, from confiscation to potential release, is incredibly resource-intensive. It requires specialized veterinary equipment, round-the-clock care, expert staff, a constant supply of appropriate food, and the maintenance of extensive, naturalistic enclosures. These costs are substantial, often borne by donations and grants, highlighting the immense financial commitment involved in giving these animals a second chance. Every healed wound, every reawakened instinct, every successful release represents a significant investment in compassion and conservation. International and national laws form the backbone of efforts to combat the illegal pet trade. The Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, or CITES, is a pivotal international agreement. It regulates or bans the trade of endangered species, including most primates. National laws in many countries further restrict ownership, import, and export. While enforcement remains a challenge, these legal frameworks provide the necessary tools for authorities to confiscate illegally held primates and prosecute those involved in the illicit trade. The success rates of primate rehabilitation vary significantly, depending on factors like species, the primate's age at rescue, and the severity of their initial trauma. Infant primates, separated from mothers, face immense challenges in developing natural skills. While some rehabilitation journeys culminate in successful release back into the wild, many animals require lifelong care. Every step forward, every recovery from trauma, and every reawakened instinct is a triumph against the odds, a testament to the dedication of those who believe in giving these complex creatures a second chance. The story of primate rehabilitation is one of incredible resilience and profound hope. It's a reminder of the devastating impact of human actions on wildlife, but also of our capacity for compassion and healing. Each primate's journey from trauma to triumph is a powerful narrative, demonstrating that with specialized care, unwavering patience, and a deep understanding of their complex needs, these intelligent beings can overcome their past. Their return to the wild, or a life of dignity in a sanctuary, is a victory not just for them, but for the wild world they represent.